We are meeting with Andrea Albright. Andrea is a known global media disruptor. She's also the founder and CEO of Beverly Hills Publishing. Why are we meeting with Andrea this morning? We are at a time in our history in America as well as in the world when we are evaluating why there's so much distrust in almost everything. And Andrea's written this wonderful book. Andrea, what is the book you've written? Tell us.
Yes, hello. I'm so happy to be here to talk about my new book. It's called Authority Catalyst. And when you are the authority in your industry, people follow you because they trust you, because they know that you have been through, you are wanting to serve others and give back.
Well, now, okay, but doesn't authority just come with the job title? Isn't that kind of how authority works?
You're actually confusing power with authority because a job title will give you power. It doesn't mean that your employees or your team are going to follow you or respect you. When you have the authority position, you have the respect of your audience, your team, your employees. They want to follow you and learn from you, trust you, and they know that you have their best interest at heart.
Wow, that's powerful. Andrea, what's the difference between being an expert and an authority?
Well, an expert is somebody who has spent their career going to seminars, getting certifications, or even degrees, but they are replaceable. The authority is someone who has invested in their knowledge, their experience, and they have reached a point where they know that it's time to give back, and they have been through a journey of self-discovery that is irreplaceable. And so when you become the authority, you become the one and only person in the mind of the audience. They want to follow you, they want to learn from you, and you are the first person they think of when they are looking for a solution.
Wow. Can a brand have an authority or is that impossible?
Absolutely. If you are not building a brand that positions you as the authority, then you are replaceable, and it's only a matter before you become irrelevant or obsolete. And so you want to position your brand as the authority status, because that way you have raving fans, people who will follow you, buy from you, and they want to be a part of your journey and evolution of your brand.
Wow. Well, are authorities with integrity needed more today now than you think they were possibly in past generations?
Absolutely. Authorities with integrity are needed now more than ever because social media. The audience has a voice today. Things that leaders could do in the past, they can no longer get away with it. And so the integrity and actually having a reputation that is built with honesty and commitment of being of service to your audience and those people who are following you, that's going to position you in the most powerful leadership position. And if you don't have integrity, it's only a matter of time before your audience will expose you and discover you. Looking for leaders to follow. And the authority is one who has said, I am here transparent, authentic, and I am willing to be seen for the truth of what I'm here to share.
Okay. So all of these people I'm seeing, I guess you could call them talking heads, I'm seeing on TV, and all these talking heads I'm seeing in government, and we're not talking Democrat or Republican. We're just talking about talking heads. Why is their authority score so low? What's going on that's causing them to have authority issues?
Well, an authority, a true authority, is someone who honors their self and they stay true to their values, their morals, and their ethics. If someone is persuadable or if they change their mind, then it shows that they don't have that strong conviction and commitment of their inner truth. And when we see that in someone, in a leader, we say that is someone who knows who they are. They're speaking from their authentic truth, and that commands. We want to follow leaders who are aligned with their purpose, their mission, and they don't waver from that. And so that's why an authority is someone who stands in their integrity and honors their truth, no matter how popular or unpopular their position.
So if I'm hearing you right, what college I graduated from, how many degrees I hold, all of that is not necessary for me to have true authority.
That's correct.
Basically, it comes from inside of me.
Yes.
Or it does.
While all of those degrees, education, you want to invest in yourself. You always want to be the person who has the most knowledge on the subject, because that is what positions you for people to learn from you. The authority is someone who is always innovating and disrupting the status quo. And so the reason why people who base their entire career on their accolades or their degrees or certifications, that's replaceable. Anyone can study that. Or the authority is the visionary, the one who is seeing the future and creating solutions for the problems that the industry is facing. That's why we always want to listen to the authority, because the authority is the cutting edge that we need the best solutions to come from.
So what's the number one mistake that people make that lead to failure, in your opinion?
When I see people who are too busy, you will never become an authority. Because when you are an authority, that means you need the time and the space in order to have access to the higher realms of vision and to create solutions. And it takes time, it takes attention. You know, I'm a publisher, and when people say they don't have time to write a book because they're too busy, well, that means you're never going to be the authority in your industry, because authorities are the ones who are regularly publishing their ideas, creating new innovative solutions for the problems that humanity is facing. And so if you are too busy, then you will never be an authority.
Well, failure. I want to hit on that one more time. Can failure, especially at a young age, actually help you become an authority? Is failure necessarily always a bad thing?
Achieves a high level of leadership as a true authority without failure. And the authority is someone who takes failure and sees it as an opportunity. Because when you have failure, it's actually when you are the most free. It is a blank slate to create something new, to innovate, and to be disruptive. And so when you see failure as an opportunity to go deeper into solutions that humanity is facing and the problems, that's how an authority continues to rise up through every setback, obstacle, and failure that they face.
Wow. You know, I'm so glad we had you on. Just yesterday, I spent 4 hours, because of my job, I spent 4 hours on watching a Senate hearing. And afterwards, I had to go to a South Carolina Supreme Court hearing. And in my state right now, there's a family with a legacy that's 86 years old, where a man's wife and his son were killed, the Murdochs. Old, historic people who've had brands and all of these brands I was following One was a city brand, one was the government, and the other was a family who were the prosecutors for a town generationally, 3 generations. And I've watched all of their brands crash and burn. We need what you're explaining, and we need people like you to help us understand, especially at this time. Brands can be destroyed. People's choices can cause them to be destroyed in minutes, but it's not minutes. It was a series of choices that led up to a big choice of them being exposed as not having true authority, inner authority. So I want to thank you for coming here today. Not enough people are discussing what you're putting out there. I want to encourage our readers. We have a lot. You can read the notes below. We're going to give you a link to Andrea's book. And your book again is titled?
The book is called Authority Catalyst, and it's how to create the authority position in your industry so that you have an audience of raving fans that follow you forever. And as you mentioned, personal brand is your greatest asset. Throughout your career, you may have different job titles or even different businesses, but you can never separate yourself from who you are as a personal brand. And so that's why you want to start positioning yourself and thinking the authority for the long term, because that's where you can make the decisions today that will serve you in the future and not destroy the credibility and respect of everything that you've built.
Well, David Hucks, I want to personally follow you. Where's some places on social media or in media that I can find you, that my audience can find you and begin following you? Are you on Twitter?
Yes, I am on Twitter at Andrea Albright, and my business, Beverly Hills Publishing. We are on all the social media channels, regularly publishing books for authorities. And we hold this message and this purpose very true, because we need more authorities to be sharing their message so that we can get out of the fear and the superstition that is clouding media channels today. And we want to learn and follow true authorities. So those are the books that we're publishing at Beverly Hills Publishing.
Andreas, thank you so much. We so much enjoyed having you this morning.
Thank you, David. It's been a true pleasure. Thank you for having me.